into their new home. Their home was haunted.
I think part of it is that nobody believed him when Ghost Adventures came. They just didn't believe him.
There's 666 and these satanic symbols written all over the wall.
Now witness the evidence as investigators spent several days investigating the most controversial haunting America has ever witnessed. Demons in Seattle Uncovered, coming to Amazon April 2018.
As Kelly said, had a pulse and a heartbeat.
Like a heartbeat, yeah.
And when you were in your bed, it would come and lift the covers and tug at them.
But there was a pulse and a heartbeat in the bed.
In the bed, and you could feel it. Someone else could go up and touch it and feel it. People that had not lived in the house. And we had this thing that would walk around the bed. It had really small feet, like a cat. We didn't have a cat. It would walk around the bed, and if it sat down, it would be as an adult male sitting, the impression of the bed.
The feet were light, but the weight of what happened
The feet were
bed.
about the size of this. A cat. Now, when we used to get into bed, it only happened to us not at the same... Yeah, we were never awake at the same time. But the bed would begin to vibrate. And it would be a gentle vibration at first, and it got worse and worse. There were other things that happened. The bed, as Kelly said, had a pulse and a heartbeat.
Like a heartbeat, yeah.
And when you were in your bed, it would come and lift the covers and tug at them.
But there was a pulse and a heartbeat in the bed.
In the bed, and you could feel it. Someone else could go up and touch it and feel it. People that had not lived in the house. And we had this thing that would walk around the bed. It had really small feet, like a cat. We didn't have a cat. It would walk around the bed, and if it sat down, it would be as an adult male sitting, the impression of the bed.
The feet were light, but the weight of what happened
The feet were about the size of this. A cat's feet.
House has a heartbeat. And
really?
Yes. And it's so weird. And yeah, it's weird. And, you know, the vibration of items like sitting on the bed, have your feet planted on the floor, all of a sudden you start feeling just the mattress, okay, vibrating or pulsating like a pulse, like, you know, and it's, you know, how do you document that in order for anyone to understand how what that feels like, you know, what that's like. That's hard. You know, I can't do that. You know, I don't have a tool that'll allow me to convey that to someone. I know when we were there, Keith, I think it was the first night, Keith goes, my bed's doing it. Come in, put your hand on the bed, and you could feel what felt like a pulsating, like a heartbeat. It was just strange. It's strange. And there was nothing else causing it. Nothing. You know, there was nothing running. There was nothing. I don't know.
Hello, this is Keith Linder. The thing I want to talk about, or better explain in this video, about the situation I'm in, or the phenomenon known as poking and prodding. There's a few things to get on the record. First thing, this has been going on for about 3 years. Started off at the Bothell House around spring of 2014. So that would probably make it 4 years, pardon me. Also, what made me want to do a more tell-all, in-depth YouTube video about the poking and prodding as it relates to me and my experience in the Bothell house and now at my current place of residence, is an email I got from a person online a few weeks ago who wanted to inform me that there are similar cases of this phenomena where individuals have reported the same thing happening to them. His number one example was the Snyder family. If you are familiar or not familiar with the Snyder family, this is the family that went through a demonic Poltergeist infested like experience back in I think early 80s, if not the late 70s, but definitely early, maybe even mid 80s. They made their claims public, but it was a horrible ordeal. One of the things that they were experiencing, which is identical to my own, and I did not know my experience was or had been reported previously, which makes this case more interesting, which also makes it more real, is the Snyder family, as you will see in the video when interviewed, spoke about the pulsating and the heartbeats they've experienced in their mattress in their master bedroom. The husband has his own account and the wife has hers, but I've dedicated 2, if not 3 chapters in my book, The Bothell Hell House by Keith Linder, about the heartbeats and the pulsating, of how these occur within the mattress, how the Snyder family and how I describe it are almost identical, and we're talking about a case 32 years apart from each other, and how I describe it, and it's on the record, it's been on the record for quite some time, so you can research it and compare my description to theirs, which was 32 years ago, is this pulsating, this breathing, this what appears to be indentions or cat movement. And what I mean by cat movement, I mean just like an invisible cat or dog, small dog, but presumably like a cat because of the stealth mode approach they make to you. With me, they make it towards me when my back is turned while sleeping or while I'm trying to sleep. Happens even more when trying to take a nap, which may mean something, but to me, I'm not yet quite able to figure it out. But it seems these phenomena occur mostly during the daytime when I'm trying to take a nap, or maybe in the 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. hours of sleeping. But yes, something the size of a cat, and that's very important that you remember that, because you feel the indentions in the mattress, you feel the heaviness, and you feel it making its way towards you. And that coincides with the pulsating, which for me happens around my lower extremities, lower leg, calf, shin, ankle, toes area, or the upper torso, kidney, rib cage area, and even behind my head, especially behind the pillow. A lot of pulsating and breathing, and you can literally hear your, not my heartbeat, but a heartbeat, because we all sleep. If you sleep sideways, your ears are embedded in the pillow, and on the other end of that pillow, what I'm hearing is a heartbeat. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's subtle, but you can hear it. Doesn't happen every day or every morning. I can say it probably happens between 3 to 4 times a week, and that's a lot. So there you have it. One paranormal team, Nikki Novell, were able to feel or understand what I was talking about, as she mentioned in the interview that's on this video, where she put her hand on the mattress and felt the pulsating and the breathing. That's Nikki Novell's account. She was able to hear that. Parapsychologist Steve Mera and his team, when they arrived the second time, put devices around the bed to record or try to capture the phenomena, and their devices were thrown off the bed. That's also on the video. Steve Merritt talks about it in great lengths, and any discussion that he gives about the Bothell home, he has several videos on YouTube where he goes into depth about what devices were used and what devices were thrown off the bed as a means of preventing him and his team to capture more data. However, they were able to get a 8 milligauss EMF reading that was mysterious, where the device was once placed and where the device landed. There was a 8 milligauss reading. Forgot the length of time that reading was present, but it came very quickly and disappeared very quickly in regards to how EMF works. So this is interesting. The devices that I've used or are called or known as digital stethoscopes, high sensitivity. The digital stethoscopes that I have are Think Lab, and it's a very high sensitive. It can capture sound or magnify sound 100 times. Very great in what it does. It has to be. It's in the medical field. It's used by those who require the use of human heartbeat. So it's very important to have the best equipment. This is a unique equipment. Also, I have an Echo digital stethoscope, which is also equally proficient, and both have captured the heartbeats that I've spoken about. So this video is for the intuitive, for the curious-minded, and the paranormal intellectual. This is not your typical ghost investigation of spirit boxes and ghost boxes and, you know, your typical equipment you see on your normal ghost TV show. I've incorporated state-of-the-art medical device equipment that are certified by their field, based on the number one fact that they have to work because lives are in play, and doctors require on this data all around the world, so it has to be proficient, accurate, and important for them to diagnose someone. But I've incorporated these devices in my house, and the results and the evidence that they have captured is profound, and it coincides with the Snacker family and other stories that are on the internet about poking and mysterious prodding, and the more hauntingly, the pulsating and breathing mattress. This is real. It's been real for me beyond 4 years, and I'm sharing this, and I hopeful somebody someday can make hay or nay as to what this is. But toward the end of this video, I'm going to give you my interpretation of what this is. This is Keith Linder. Thank you. Hello, so this is Keith Linder, and I'm going to sort of give a demonstration of what I'm doing or how do I obtain phantom heartbeats that you are listening to or soon will be listening to. So let's come over here and talk. So right here, I'm going to first give you a demonstration of the Think Lab. And this is the Think Lab stethoscope. Okay, so basically, it's not on currently, but the Think Lab stethoscope works well with any voice recorder. My voice recorder of choice is the Zoom H2. And as you can see, I'm going to turn that on. And that boots up for a couple of seconds, but phenomenal voice recorder, studio, meant for studio sound, great quality, and that's what you want for an investigation like this, or any investigation. You want quality and you want sound, because both are important. So put that down, or let's do this. Sorry, I got allergies. And basically you have this goes into here. All right. And turn that on. And you hit record, and that's what happens here. Now, I don't get heartbeats or poking and prodding every morning or every night. The only time I conduct these experiments is when it's just outright relentless the night before. These devices are kept at my bedside, and I never use them while I'm sleeping, or most of the time I use them when I get up. The heartbeats will linger for a few minutes, if not for a few hours. And I don't want to be in the bed all the time when conducting an experiment. Not so much for noise contamination. Well, maybe noise contamination, but not heart contamination. Hearts, or human hearts, or a human heartbeat, and the heartbeats that you hear here are different. So I don't have to worry about my heartbeat being confused with what's being picked up here. But to keep it as honest as possible, I'm hardly ever in the bed when I conduct an experiment. I'm normally awakened, bombarded, and I reach for these equipments. And once again, voice recorder connected to the Think Lab stethoscope. And there's multiple things you can do. I have multiple connections, and these are high quality, gold plated audio inputs. This one gives me a little bit of length. As you can see, it's much longer, and there you see that's pretty considerably long there, and that's how long it is. Great quality. Turn that back on, and if I, just so you see, that's working. It's not recording, but it's working. And I take this, and I'm having or experienced heartbeats the night before under my pillow, pulsating mattress, and this goes under pillow, and that sits there, and I hit record. The stethoscope is now underneath the pillow. I let it record for 30 minutes or more, or sometimes less, and when I'm done, I come back and retrieve, turn that off, grab my digital stethoscope, and I come over here unplug. This goes back into my computer to USB, and it's got a CD card, or an SD card as they say, in there, and there waiting for me is a MP3 quality state-of-the-art file, and that's what you hear coming from the Think Lab. So we'll come back and do one. I'm sorry, that's for the Think Lab. We'll come back and do one for the Echo, so you can understand how the Echo works. But once again, this right here headpiece came with the Think Lab. So this is what came with the Think Lab, and as you can see, once again, gold plated, top quality. These look very iPhone-ish, very Dre Beats or Beats by Dre. And it goes in here, and imagine that. You could actually listen through your ears what's coming from my pillow, or I can, or I have at times. So that's kind of cool. Get a quick assembly of all that's present. And yeah, let me turn this off. Get that out the way. Put the Echo on the bed, or the Echo on the bed, and we'll come back to do the Echo momentarily. So this is the Echo, and it's a digital stethoscope, and in this little black fligamajig, what you've seen in the earlier demonstrations on the video, is some technology that, number one, provides state-of-the-art quality sound, and that allows me, or allows this stethoscope, to magnify sound almost to 100 times identical to the Think Lab. What this one does, however, is you put this underneath the pillow. Yep, that came out there. Little boo-boo. Once again, blue light goes underneath pillows, and as you can see, that's how that looks there. With that device on, you want to have you can see is on. That's me. And like I said before, I can send this out to anybody, stream it live. And this is the live stream. See that? Sound sensitivity. The dashboard. You can store, you can even email any file from your dashboard, share or share alike, and pretty good stuff. Go back to the pillow. Doing that, we'll turn the echo off. Both devices have their unique strengths and weaknesses. They both share good sound quality, very reliable, very sturdy, very handy. The Echo has a phenomenal phone app interface, dashboard, Bluetooth enabled, Wi-Fi, very good with interaction. The ThinkLab has also software, iPhone or Droid apps, but they're a little bit more hard to find and hard to navigate. But exceptional sound quality, exceptional. I mean, look at this thing. Exceptional sound quality, and will plug into any device, speaker or voice recorder. Phenomenal. Both have certified by the medical association or the medical field. They were not created for the paranormal, but we're only going after phantom heartbeats, and they're picking those up quite well.
House has a heartbeat. And
Really?
yes, and it's so weird. And yeah, it's weird. And you know, the vibration of items like sitting, sitting on the bed, have your feet planted on the floor. All of a sudden, you start feeling just the mattress, okay, vibrating or pulsating like a pulse, and it's, how
Taking into consideration, we've done an EMF sweep already in every single room. This incident, just where this landed on the floor, down here, left an EMF hotspot of almost 8 milligauss for about just over 3 hours, and then bang, disappeared. No apparent reason for it. Is the incident itself seemed to leave a trace evidence behind of an EMF.